Hello and welcome to a new video. It is my 4th anniversary here on Booktube and I figured let's do a bookshelf tour. Now this will be a little chaotic because I don't have regular the white regular shelves that most people have. I have a bunch of random shelves all over the place, and I don't think I've had my books in so many places over the past couple of years. They've normally always been in my room, and now they are in my room, my brother's room, the office, the basement, the living room. They're literally all over the place, and I don't really like it, but I don't have any room in my room to put them in my room. And I have yet to move them all into my brother's room. So they're kind of all over the place. So this will be an all over the place kind of video. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. And we can dive right into it. We can first start with my first bookshelf. My first bookshelf is thrifted from a flea market. It's a triangle bookshelf, and I love this bookshelf very much, even though it makes it very difficult to rearrange my room sometimes because it has to sit in a corner or else it just looks kind of stupid. But this bookshelf holds all of my fun fantasy books that I've really enjoyed or that look incredibly beautiful to me. This shelf also holds my K-pop shelf, which only has Stray Kids on it because they're my bias and I love them all very much. Next to my giant triangle bookshelf is a short little nightstand that holds all of my Fairy Loot books. This shelf is right next to a window, and I don't want any of my Fairy Loot books to get discolored because they're all very colorful and stuff. So they're all tucked away where you can't see them, which kind of defeats the purpose because they're the prettiest books I own. But I want to protect them, so they're all hidden away. So they don't get damaged and stuff. So they're just hidden away, and they're probably never going to move. Next we have the Harry Potter shelf, which you can see back here. Not that it really matters. The Harry Potter shelf is up above my desk. There's no real reason for why they have their own shelf. They were originally on the triangle bookshelf. It just, I don't know, it just seemed like they needed their own shelf, plus they all kind of look really good up there. Yeah. Next we have the short Billy bookcase, which is older than I am. My parents had this bookshelf before I was born, before they even moved to this house, to this state, and this bookshelf was older than I am, and I am now using it, so. This bookshelf holds stuff that needs to be read. Stuff that has been read is shoved in the back. The middle shelf is, I call it the slut shelf because it has all of my explicitly smutty books on it. And then above that holds a bunch of camera equipment and then a couple of pretty books. And then it holds my hammer on top of it. If you haven't seen the video of where I make my Heisenberg hammer from Resident Evil Village, please go watch it. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, just skip to I think it's 8 minutes and 38 seconds. That's where the fun little montage happens. Go watch that, it's really funny. Yeah, so that holds my hammer and a bunch of books. Moving into my brother's room, my brother recently moved out and I've claimed his room as my own. And I want to put a bunch of my books on his bookshelf. I just haven't cleaned out his bookshelf yet because there's a bunch of old stuff that we don't need anymore. I've just been busy. There aren't a lot of books on that shelf at the moment. There is one shelf cleared off that holds all my manga, which I think looks really freaking cute. I just can't wait to get the rest of my books on his bookshelf. Also in his room is a stack of the books that I want to put on the bookshelf. It's a bunch of my Leigh Bardugo books and I think some other YA fantasy books. So yeah, those are just stacked in his room because I haven't gotten them on the shelves yet. Then if we move into the computer room, we have a bunch of random fantasy books. up on the bookshelves because originally I was going to just put all my books in that room because I didn't have any room in here. But I've just kind of forgotten about these books and they need to get moved eventually. Yeah. Moving downstairs, we have the shelf in the living room. The living room holds a bunch of just books I don't really care about. Like, there's a bunch of, I think, just YA fiction, YA fantasy. And it holds my Outsiders collection. If you don't know, I really like The Outsiders, and I have a lot of copies of that book. Those should probably get moved because I care a lot about them. Moving into the basement has a lot of real estate. However, spiders live down there and I don't like going down there. So I don't usually see these books that often. In fact, I think I've forgotten a lot of the books that are down there. I know that there are a bunch of YA fantasy books down there. I think my Owl Crate Folk of the Air series is down there. And I think my Twilight books are down there. But other than that, I don't really know what's on either of the shelves down there. I think they're both just chillin'. I do know on the other side of the fireplace is my dad's collection of, like, Stephen King books. So, there are those. So yeah, those are my bookshelves. I know they're chaotic. I want to change everything in the future, but I figured why not show what they look like and wish myself a happy birthday. So that's what you got today. If you have any questions about the books that I have, or like where I could have gotten them, or like things like that, you're more than welcome to leave them in the comments. I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. Yeah. I will see you in my next video. Heart you. Bye! What are you doing?
Oh wow, thank you.
Are we gonna go upstairs?